Hey friends, and welcome back to the studio here, and I'm delighted today to have another guest invited to the studio, and it is of course Adam from Core Guitars. Adam, thanks so much for joining us today. Now we're going to do the special disease avoiding greeting of elbow bumping. So be safe out there, folks. Remember to wash your hands. We have. So welcome to the studio, Adam, and it's lovely to have you here. Well, it's wonderful for you to bring these beautiful Core guitars, and we're going to do a little bit of a demo today of this one, which is the...
So that's the Persephone body shape.
Persephone.
From our custom series configurator.
Gorgeous. And you're holding...
So this would be from our custom X series. So this is an S-type. They've got slightly different specs, so we'll go through that.
What we're going to do is we are going to go over to Adam's custom configurator on coreguitars.co.uk, and you can see how you can build your own. So we'll go and have a look at the specs. Which one are we going to spec up? We're going to spec up this one, aren't we, today?
That one you've got there, and then one of the others that we have here today.
Awesome. So let's go and have a look at the specs on this guitar and how we built it. Okay, so here we are. We're going to, first of all, we're going to configure it on the online configurer for Core Guitars, which is at coreguitars.co.uk. And we can, let's get a 10% off in our basket, right? So we're going to build, today we're going to build a Persephone, which is in our Core custom range.
That's it, yeah.
So we're going to choose this rather than the semi-custom. We're going to pop over. Wow, it looks like it's almost configured straight away.
Well, that's actually a photograph of
the one we're using. So
just as an example of what you can build.
So we'll do build now, and it will take us through to the configurator, which should work a lot quicker now that it's already loaded into the memory. And I realised why it didn't load very quickly last time. It was because I cleared out my cache.
So it's that's a good point. Yeah, if you use the configurator a second time, it will be much faster.
Quicker. So
we haven't used this configurator before though, so it's probably going to be a little bit slow still.
Oh, right. Well, this looks pretty cool. Immediately, there's a design guide price of $16.25.
So the design guide actually is a link to. So if you get stuck on what fretboard radius you might want or what frets you want, we've got some advice about what the differences are.
So it's made the suggestion here. I was just thinking though, going back to the front page, it was started at 13,225. Almost the second you've gone into build now, we're up at 16.
That's because of the one it's loading.
Yeah,
is a Persephone model, which is slightly more expensive.
Right. Okay.
And it's got the satin finish on it already.
I see. So if we go back in,
if you click T-type,
which is cheaper,
it will probably drop down.
Yeah.
And then if you choose different woods, it's not configured in the cheapest manner.
No.
That's why it's a little bit higher.
It's a design guide. Okay, but we are designing a Persephone today, so we're going to go straight into there. What wood type has this got?
So this is an alder, which will knock the price down again a little bit.
So we've got the choices of alder or ash at extra 30, mahogany at 45, or walnut at 45. But we are in alder body, so we stick with that.
And in this series,
you get the price. There we go.
Yeah, you get a two-piece body as standard, whereas in the semi-custom series, it's a three-piece.
Oh, okay, right. Fantastic. And then the body finish for us is...
so it's a high gloss.
So we've got the choice of oil, which it is at the moment, or for extra 185, either satin or gloss. But we're in gloss, so we're going to add a gloss top to that.
Yeah, so in the Persephone model, we do a few more fancy things with the finish. So you can have the coloured top or a faux binding,
which is beautiful
because we have a chamfer on the edge, so it's easier to find the line. You can do that on the semi-custom as well, so you can have it looking the same.
Okay.
It's just the features that are slightly less. So we've got a coloured top on this version.
And again, when you hover over these, it doesn't tell you the price. But
I need to add that.
That's cool, man. But I'm guessing that there's no additional cost.
It's $35 for the coloured top, and it's $50 for a faux binding.
Fantastic. There you go. We got there. Okay, but we are in black this time. Let's just have a quick look. I want to see what this looks like in pink. What, light pink, or let's go antique pink.
So there's your top.
Look at that.
So if you rotate the model slightly, you'll see that the back is just natural
colour. There we go. And in fact,
there we go.
Gives us this lovely view of the control cavity and the ferrules through the back. And I love your neck plates. They're really great. It's a lovely design, the Core Guitars design. I said that at the show. So there we go. We will bear that in mind. In fact, we'll keep it sort of at that kind of angle so that we can see it. But we're in black today.
That's it.
And we're next step pickups.
That's the one.
Let's do this. Now we're all bare knuckles.
So as standard, all of our guitars will have the Boot Camp series.
Yep.
So that's included in the price. So when it says from 1325,
Yep.
that would obviously be the Boot Camp series
Be
pickups.
included, yeah.
So if you choose a humbucker there, which actually
Or we
already
can
have,
we can choose none.
and it will
So
disappear.
we've got no bridge pickup, and you see a little bit of the price drop off.
Yeah.
We're going to add a humbucker in the bridge. That was an extra 110 or 85 for a P90. I love a P90. And only 75 for a single coil. But we're full humbucker.
Yeah.
And at the standard range, we've got open coils rather than a covered, but you could put a covered on.
So if you add covered, that will add, well, it hasn't added anything yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it has, because the cover's here, so you can choose nickel or gold.
So it's 15 for nickel, which is already added instantly when I've clicked that.
Yeah.
So there should be none added there, which there isn't. Or an extra 25 for gold covers, which has added that extra.
Yeah.
But we haven't got any of that.
None of
We're
that.
open coils.
We're open coil.
So we'll go back to that.
And we've got the brute force here, but we might as well, if you click on upgrade,
Yeah.
that adds 40 instantly, and some horrible pop-up comes up and tells you that it might not look exactly the same as the configurator.
So you've got Peachy Blues, you've got the Mule, you've got Black Dog, War Pig, Ragnaroks. Oh, I like the Ragnaroks.
Yeah.
Juggernaut and the Black Hawk.
So that's just the humbuckers. Obviously, if you click up here to P90,
It'll give
it
you
will show you the P90s
all of the
that we
P90
do.
options. So Blue Note, the Nantucket,
Supermassive,
Stockholm, and the Pigs. And then on the single coils, you've got the Apache, Mother's Milk, Slow Hand. That's a Clapton, if ever Irish Tour, the Sinner, and Cobras.
Cobras adds a little bit because they're a little bit more expensive, but they're really
high output. Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to go back to the humbuckers because we have got just brute force, and we're going to see our price go down because they're a little bit more.
Yeah. So then if we move over to the middle pickup, we've not got one, but you get all the same options in every step.
But you could literally put 3 humbuckers on this guitar. I think that would spoil it entirely. So we're not going to do that. But what I would... So you've got the prices there, 110, 85, exactly the same as before,
all the same,
And neck pickup we do have. And again, same.
You do get the additional option of a lipstick T-type pickup.
Oh, I see,
because it's in the neck position, so we can do that in all of the guitars.
Very nice. Good thing to add to the configurator.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
So then you can choose the colour of that, gold or nickel.
And
there you go.
Pretty. And again, the gold was just at a 25. Rather, it was £10 extra.
Yeah.
Which is lovely. But we haven't. We've got a humbucker.
Yeah.
So we're going to stick with that, and we've got the brute force again.
To note the, I didn't say actually, the Boot Camp series, if you choose a cream cover, it's actually a zebra. They only do zebra or black or nickel or gold. Whereas on the upgrade, if you put in the notes, I want it pink, you can have it pink because bare knuckle.
We'll do whatever you ask.
Basically, yeah.
Brilliant.
If you choose something really fancy, we might have to add a little bit of cost.
Yeah.
But if you go for a standard sort of plastic finish, then
it'll be black.
Yeah. So neck.
Any colour you like. Henry Ford.
As well,
as
the neck.
It's black.
Yeah.
So we've got maple at no cost. Well, I've got no cost in. Flamed maple for 85 and bird's eye maple for 120, understandably. And I think on this one we've got a flamed neck.
No. We've got walnut.
Walnut.
So it's actually as configured there.
Okay.
You see it.
Right.
But fretboard as well
is walnut.
So if you clicked maple there, it would actually drop the price down a
little bit off the price. Oh, that's pretty. Oh man, I like that. Yeah, I do like that. Yeah. Fabulous. But we've got walnut.
Yeah, and then they all add a bit more then.
Let's have a look at the flamed maple as well. And bird's eye. Nice. See, I do like it.
And then ebony is the most expensive, unfortunately, but
£68
extra for that.
Yeah, it's a scarce wood, isn't it? So, okay, we've got a beautiful walnut.
And then onto hardware.
We're neck finish.
Oh,
yeah. So
you know it better than me already.
We've got oil satin at 80 or gloss at 130. Yeah. On this one we have got
oil,
which is great. And we do have no inlays.
Markers,
so you can have inlays, and you can have pearloid, abalone, white or black. Look at that white inlay on that. but we don't have inlays because, hey, we don't need them. We know where our frets are from the side dot markers.
Exactly, so we've got
and
perloid.
It looks much cleaner, which is cool. We've got perloid on the side.
On the side, yeah.
So there we go, we'll configure that. Actually, there wasn't any change in cost for the side dots as per the previous guitar that we showed.
Yeah.
It's not an extra, it's included.
And then we've got frets up there, the tab.
Yeah, and what have we got on this?
So we've got medium jumbo.
Medium jumbos and
stainless.
Stainless for an extra £100, which is worth every penny, because I've never known a stainless steel guitar fretwork need replacing.
Yeah, you could, like 20 years or something.
They polish up beautifully and they resonate nice as well with the strings. So lovely. So we've done that. And feel we need to look at. We've got scale length.
Yeah, so you can't choose scale length on the semi-custom.
Okay.
But on the custom you can. It's a bit more. So on the here we get the option of sort of 24.75.
So interestingly here, you've got the Fender scale at 25.5 and you've got the Gibson scale at 24.75.
Yeah.
But you have no PRS in between at 25 inch.
No.
Now that's my scale.
Oh, really?
So you need to address that point.
We want to add more. I might even do a baritone at some point.
Oh, nice.
But we've got to start somewhere.
Of course. I'm going
facetious,
for the most. Don't worry.
We're going for the most popular.
Yeah, I'm being totally facetious, but that would be great to have that extra option in the middle. And if you did do a Barry up here, then that would be great as well.
Yeah.
But at the moment we've got the
this is
25.5 inch.
Yeah.
And obviously there is no difference. Oh, there is a
difference.
difference.
There is, just based on quantities.
Right,
we have to, the 25 is far more popular.
Okay.
25.5.
So in terms of mass producing and setting up the
machines
CNC
and stuff, exactly. Yeah.
It's all set up for that. Okay. And what neck profile we've got? We've got options, and again, there's no cost on the options. You've got a C, a modern C, and a V.
So the modern C on this one.
That's what I thought. And fretboard radius, wow, we've got a great deal of options. We've got a fixed 7.25, we've got a fixed 10-inch radius, we've got a fixed 12, a compound radius from 7.5 to 10 inch, and a compound of 10 to 13 again. Exactly the same as we had in the two options on the other guitar. What we got?
So we've got the 10 to 13 inch. This is kind of a modern player's
10 to
guitar.
13?
That does add a little bit just because of the Plec.
Yep, 10
process.
quid.
Yeah.
And string gauge,
we've got 10 to 46.
We've got 10 to 46, so that's not going to change the price,
Not
of course.
Not at all.
And then we've got the hardware. You've got a hardtail or a trim.
Yeah.
You've got bridge colours options as well.
Yeah.
So on this one we've got hardtail.
So they're both the hip shot bridges on here included in the price. Hence it's a bit more than the semi-custom series.
Yeah.
So the tremolo I think adds 80. It hasn't hovered up.
It does indeed. Well done. You know your configurator.
So yeah, basically you can have a tremolo on any of our body shapes. So if you want a T-type.
T-type guitar.
Can you edit that out? Yes. A T-type guitar with...
I'll bleep it out.
With a tremolo, then you can, which is something that's quite nice, I think.
Yeah.
So on here we've got the hardtail.
I would, but we've got the hardtail, so let's configure the hardtail. And I think we've got black.
No, gold.
Oh, we got gold, of course we have gold all the way through, haven't we? Yes. So gold adds 30, you can have chrome and black for free, but we've got the extra £30 expense on this to make it look pretty. So the tuners are also...
Yeah, we've got locking, so you can choose locking or non-locking for hip shot. I think locking adds 15 or 10? No, 10 it adds.
10? Okay, and again we've got gold, which is another 15.
Exactly.
It's £10 for black and chrome's free.
Yeah.
There we go.
And then we finally have other.
Hasn't added it. Oh, yes, it has. Sorry, it's just that I haven't got them in the light. Right, there we go. Now we can see their gold. Let's pop it up that way, then we can see that better. And then the other is the knobs.
So the back plate.
Let's have a quick spin around. What have we got? We've got the option of black, walnut,
swamp ash, or mahogany. So we've got walnut on this one to match the neck.
Which is a nice touch.
Yeah.
Very pretty. Nut colour we've got, so we've got either black tusk or white tusk.
They're both the Graph Tech.
On this one we have black. And there is no miscellaneous.
There is some knobs and
they're
strap locks.
Gold again, aren't they?
Yeah, so boom, there you go.
And we have got strap locks?
Yes, I think we do, yeah.
So that's 30 quid.
Yeah.
and they're shallow strap locks. Now we're configured, 1925.
Yep.
And it's as simple as that. There's the guitar that we've just configured and built, and the one that we're playing today. So for £1,925, add to the cart, you magically get your, oh, have I added it? Yeah. I have, there it is.
It just takes a little bit.
Gives you all of the options. Actually, that's a nice touch as well. It leaves the picture in exactly the same configuration that you just left it. So in fact, you could probably right click out and save the image. There we go. Yeah. So if you want to do that at any stage, it gives you all of the options that you've chosen.
You might want to delete the last one.
Oh yes, I've still got the semi-custom in there.
There's a remove at the bottom there.
Okay. Remove that one. I do apologise, otherwise I'm spending 2,000, nearly 3,000 quid on guitars. But I would be getting two. So this one at 1925, once you apply the 192 discount, is at 1732.50, and you've configured pretty much every detail that you want on that. You're going to agree with that.
Remember, you get the Hiscox hard case,
yep,
and the Plex fret dress is included in the custom series.
Right,
whereas
so you don't even ask the question. It's already plecked to the right gauge of strings that you've asked for on it. So we've asked for 10s on this, so it'll be plecked using 10s. Simple process. Check out, again, we have the option to pay by Google Pay, by PayPal, and also the guys offer a short-term interest-free staged payments option as well, which is fantastic. But you pay a deposit of 50% up front, and then the rest by arrangement with the guys, or you can pay it outright and just pick up the guitar as soon as it's ready, which will be the fastest way to get this guitar to you folks. So there we go, nice and easy. 1732 for the guitar we're playing. Cool. Okay, so as you can see, the Core Guitars configurator that Adam's very cleverly built is really, really easy to use. And it's great because it tells you the price that you're paying all the way through. You can see what you're paying for each individual piece and each individual specification on the guitar. You get a complete list at the end, and what's more, you can either pay for it outright, or you can put a 50% deposit and then pay in very short installments to make it easier to manage. Adam, from that, I'm getting the fact, and also the fact that when we spoke at the guitar show in Birmingham, that you're really all about bridging that gap between consumer sort of level guitars and custom guitars, but not taking that price point so high that it's not affordable. Where a lot of custom guitars, if people are professionals working and they want to take out a fully custom guitar, you're talking thousands, not within everybody's reach. Is that kind of on the money?
Pretty much, yeah. So I think I I went about setting up, because I've always aspired, as many other guitarists have, to have a custom guitar, but to have something that's really one-off, bespoke made, you're looking at plus £3,000, which I would never even contemplate spending on a guitar.
It's a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money.
And I'd love to be in that position where I could afford that, but a lot of people like me, and probably yourself and other guitarists, you would not be in that position.
No, and I'm sure an awful lot of my subscribers won't have the kind of money that we're talking about. Ultimately, I think all of us aspire to that level of instrument where we can specify all of the woods, where we can specify the pickup configuration, all the things that you do on your site.
Yeah.
But the only thing I suppose that isn't on offer is peculiar shapes, very exotic woods.
Yeah, you can't choose, you wouldn't be able to choose the specific piece of wood that you get, and those kinds of things. So it is sort of a halfway house, and there are limited options. You couldn't necessarily choose the exact bridge you want from the internet and say, can you do this, because it wouldn't necessarily be compatible with our systems.
And your system, let's talk about that, because this is the really clever bit, in that you've got 3 body styles that you can make, and you've got various different radiuses of fretboard and various different fret options, and also various different neck feels, from a V to a modern C, right the way through, classic C-shaped necks. The basic principle of Korg guitars is that you're building initially on CNC, correct?
Yep. Well, we set, obviously, the luthiers that charge 3,000 plus, they do a great job, and there's a reason it costs that amount of money. It's because it takes a lot of time,
and it's manpower.
Exactly.
And that's the most expensive.
That's by far the most expensive part of a guitar build. So we have focused on that part. So using as many modern technologies as possible. And also making a set range of hardware and different components, which we know are all compatible, which saves us time laying out instruments and that kind of thing, which a luthier would do. So we're taking a modern take, as they do in mass-produced factories, but modern technology means we can do it at a much smaller scale and have a flexible manufacturing process.
It's that compromise between the standard off-the-shelf production run model of a guitar and being able to specify pretty much everything other than the shape, to be fair. I don't see a lot of options missing from your online builder.
Thanks, that's good to hear.
Yeah, well,
we tried our very best to accommodate, to do everything. Obviously we hope to add more body shapes and scale lengths and things like that, but we have to sort of start off somewhere.
Definitely.
But it was all just because we want to give people more buying options at a price point which is sort of comparable to a mass-produced American guitar, but actually go higher with the quality as well. Because I sort of aspired to some of those high-end American companies like Tom Anderson and sort of like the standard of their guitars, but to try and bring the price down. Which is obviously, these aren't cheap guitars. These are for a professional or semi-professional or a really keen enthusiast to buy as their main workhorse guitar, which is spec'd just for them, to suit their playing style and their music genre and everything like that, which you don't get with the big brands in America.
No, very true. And two of the things that I love particularly about Korg guitars is the fact that A, you're British, and we love our American friends, we truly do, but they've had a big monopoly on this sort of price point in the market for a long, long time. Yeah. So it's nice to add some competition, which is always a good thing, because that always reflects well on the end customer as well.
Yeah. Force some change.
Exactly. So A, you're British, and B, I don't feel you're actually treading on the toes of anybody in the existing market, because the big brands that we're talking about, the big American brands, don't allow you to configure to this degree. Mm-hmm. But the private luthiers who, you know, we could be starting to encroach on their territory a little with this, but it's still well out of the price range. And also you don't offer the complete custom setup. So you've got a really nice little niche that you've found, and it's very clever.
I genuinely think that people that were going to spend £3,000 on a custom handmade guitar just for them will still want that. This is for someone that's aspired to that but can't necessarily get it. And this is something that means, as musicians generally aren't very well paid unless you suddenly make it
Don't
big.
we know it?
Yeah, so it's sort of giving you something that's really, really high quality and tailored to you and your performance and whatever it is you specialise in.
Yeah.
For a price point which is obtainable. We know it's still high, and I would love to reduce it more, but we just can't at the moment. So just it's obtainable. You might have to save for a year or something, but you know.
I'm going to go one further for you there, because I think you do yourself an injustice with the price point, because actually I feel that given the amount of material and the types of material you're using, the fact that it includes, every single guitar includes a Hiscox case, every single guitar includes bare knuckle pickups across the bare knuckle range, the fact that you've got good hardware and your base hardware is Wilkinson, I think you're selling yourself short. I think you've actually priced them at a very, very competitive point in the market. So you've priced them to sell. Not only that, but at the moment, as an introductory offer, while the company is fairly new, they're also taking 10% off of that. I honestly can't see how you're actually making money on it.
Well, we're priced based on our future forecasts. So at the moment, we don't make a huge amount of money on them, to be honest, but it's about building our brand reputation and getting people to realise that these are high quality instruments. And then as we scale, we've got lots of clever plans to how we can do things a little bit more efficiently.
having played this one, this is the first one I've played, I can tell you that certainly in terms of fit, finish and playability, they are right up there with the best that I have played. I really do feel that this is beautifully set up. This is actually Adam's guitar that he's very kindly letting me play. And I know why it's Adam's guitar, because it is absolutely beautiful. It's a stunning instrument. You're finishing, you're literally all of the machine work, and the fact that you've got beautiful wood covers on the back. Look at the lineup of the ferrules. I love your design. I love the brushed steel finish on the plate at the back. The grains in the wood. There is nothing here that says mass produced. So if anybody picked this up as a player, they're going to say that's a beautiful custom guitar you've had made. And actually, because it's fairly new in terms of the market and the branding, which I absolutely love. I keep on mentioning the fact that I love your logo because it works in both directions.
Yeah.
But this is, there would be nothing that anybody would pick up and think this is a £500 or £600 production run guitar. It feels custom. It is custom.
Exactly.
But it is production run.
It is
semi-production run.
Everything is made to order, so we don't keep stock of bodies and
so
stuff.
You guys save money by having the CNC machine do the start of the work. You specify it all and you decide what you want from your guitar, and you get that guitar built initially on a machine but completely hand finished.
Yeah.
And what's the lead time, just roughly?
12 to 15 weeks at the moment.
Okay.
We do hope to bring that down once we get going, but
right.
At the moment, yeah.
Is that going to be possible? How many have you got working? Is you and the other two?
A few others, yeah. So it's not so much about that. It's more just the keeping stock of components.
Right.
Because we don't keep a huge amount of stock of different components because we haven't got the money to put in.
The investment is
the investment is huge. So
yeah.
Once we start having everything in stock, then we don't have to wait for people to deliver things, and that really makes a difference.
CNC cutouts are fairly quick anyway. So you get your body blanks, you pop it in the machine.
Well, we
do the basic carve,
exactly.
And then. But it's the hand finishing work. I should imagine that takes a while.
Yeah, so we actually outsource the spraying at the moment because we haven't got a huge spray booth set up.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, we get the best people to do it. They've been doing it for years.
Exactly.
And years.
I was going to say I'm a great advocate in the right people doing the right jobs at the right stages on something like this. And I think if you're going to offer the quality standard, but at a price that's still as competitive as you are, then it's absolutely makes perfect sense to outsource things like Plexi is outsourced.
Yeah, exactly. Because the machines are very, very expensive. So in a few years' time, hopefully we'll have our own. But until that point, we know some people that do a really good job of it, and the machine's brilliant. So we thought we'd use that. But honestly, when I set out, one thing I wouldn't compromise on was quality, because I know that is the most important thing. People want a guitar that is as perfect as it can be and plays as well as it can be, and it actually gives you that freedom to play better.
Yeah.
If it feels nice, you play better.
Yeah,
and if you trust that it's not going to suddenly choke out or turn off, or you have
there's
more
no flat or dead spots on this. I can tell you they're very, very, very nice to play. I didn't get the chance at the show in Birmingham to play it. It was so flipping noisy there that it was almost impossible to hear ourselves, but it's been lovely to have a play on this. I hope you guys have liked the configurator that we built this guitar with today. And let's just have a little chat about this one, because obviously we haven't put this one through the configurator. So just a quick rundown. We've got what body, what neck, what pickup configurations, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so this one will be from our Custom X series configurator, which isn't quite ready. He'll have more options. It's kind of a hybrid of the two. So you can combine a 3-piece body with high-end pickups, for example, which is exactly what this one does. So we have a Swampash body with like an open pore finish. Not sure if you can really see.
Yeah, you'll get that on there. That's cool.
And then it's got a Wilkinson bridge. Vintage
nice
style.
Wilkinson trim, and it's really smooth. It's not one of those bridges that cuts into your hands. Even the tops of the height adjusters are not sharp.
Yeah. And then we have hip shot non-locking tuners. It has a 1-piece maple neck with like a traditional skunk stripe.
Skunk stripe, which looks beautiful.
And then it has bare knuckle Apache pickups, which are probably my favourite.
Yeah.
Of the ones I've played anyway.
Are they the slightly higher output?
No, they're the
vintage.
I think they're 6.4K.
Okay.
So they're quite low, but you get so much headroom, then it's just Strat. That's what it is.
Sounded beautiful, I can say that much. Yeah.
And then it's got vintage-sized nickel silver frets.
Right.
And this has been, because it's from the Custom X series, this has been through the Plexi machine as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, you get great playability. And we only use like CTS pots and this is an Oak Grimsby switch.
Okay.
They're a big manufacturer of switches, really high quality stuff. So.
Fantastic, and a beautiful looking guitar, and immediately again, anybody picking that up is going to immediately know that it's a custom guitar and that it's not an off-the-shelf production run model. But again, you're not paying custom end prices.
Yeah, I think this one is 1,530 full price, or that's a bit of an estimate because I can't remember.
So we're in the ballpark of higher end Fenders?
Yeah.
Mid to higher end Fenders?
And then obviously we're doing 10% off, so that comes down to 1,350.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's got this 7.25 to 10 inch
radius.
Compound. Yeah, and Hiscox case, so we think that's a pretty good
It's a very good deal. And again, I can't emphasize that I nearly forgot, you've got a Hiscox case, semi-hard case, with this to protect your instrument as well. So really, really, really nice. Very impressed with the mode of operation that you've come up with. I think you've found a real little niche in the market that hasn't been captured yet. And I think what you're doing is an ideal way to fill that gap in the market. I think people are going to enjoy playing these. They're going to be players and professionals guitars. We're not necessarily looking at budget end custom bedroom players, you know, to be fair to people. There will be some people that have got that kind of money and that kind of budget, but you're definitely pitching this more at your professional and semi-professional player.
And aspiring
players.
Because it is, you might want something that you know you can play for the next 20 years.
For sure.
And that's kind of what, then the investment seems much lower. Unfortunately, we can't do 20-year finance.
Well, it'll certainly inspire the aspiring player. So that is really good to have and these will be an instrument for life. We're not talking about a guitar that you're going to necessarily add to a collection. This is one that you're going to specify, have built to your absolute self-specified standards, and this will probably be your main guitar. And I think that's the market you're aiming at.
Exactly.
Really, really nice. Well, look, thank you for bringing these two beautiful guitars in. This one again is the Persephone, and this one is the S-Type. This is from the Custom X range.
Which is yet to launch, but we'll do hopefully in the next month or two.
Excellent.
And this is from the custom builder, so you could go away and build that right now if you wanted to.
Absolutely. Well, Adam, thanks so much for coming in. We'll do our virus avoiding handshake again. And all that remains to be said is a big thank you to Adam. And I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and a like. It can never hurt to subscribe. And if you do, don't forget to click that bell icon. And then you'll get notified every time I make an upload. And I'll be back. Again, we've got a couple more guitars to show you with Adam. And also the best content I possibly can. But for the meantime, you take really good care.